we've got is just a bunch of little junk here I cleaned up at Dakota's, get it off of his lawn. I don't have anything major, but we're gonna saw it just the same. Get a chance to try out the buzzsaw. Just to fill you in on what's going on here, this is a retaining wall at our lower barn that we've kind of lost control of. The thing is leaning badly. So my neighbor, Jim, and Jay are coming to help me set this thing up right. And while we're at it, we're going to close this old cistern up. This cistern's kind of dangerous. It's all caving in. It's a long ways down in there. It's better than 20 feet. There's 52 inches of water in the bottom of it. I went down there with a ladder and measured it. So we're going to bury this old cistern, cave it in, and fill it up with rock. And it took 2 massive dump truck loads of screenings, lime screenings, and then a load of 2-inch clean rock just to fill the thing. Jim is coming down the road with his backhoe, and Jay is right behind him. Jay is going to load hay bales out when he gets done. What we have going on today is we're going to straighten out this retaining wall and fill in this old cistern. It's about 20 feet down in there, and the water down in there is about 50 inches deep. I went down in there the other day and retrieved one of those floats up there for Jay. Now, this retaining wall is not attached to the barn, and it's been doing some serious leaning. That's an 8-inch wall. There's some serious weight there. And my neighbor Jim is on his way down here with the backhoe. He's got his backhoe, or his skid loader, big John Deere skid loader here. We're going to use that to backfill, and the backhoe to dig this out, and we're going to fill that cistern in. Now here comes the backhoe now, coming down the road. This is why I don't own a backhoe. I've got a neighbor that's a really good operator, has a good backhoe. I use him. I don't need to have one of my own. Jim is removing the old lid from the cistern. We're going to set it aside. Jay came up with the idea we would wrap a chain. There's a hole through it. We'd stick a chain through there, wrap it, bury it, and we'll hook it to a disc blade on the outside of the retaining wall to help hold that. That lid's going back in the hole, and we're going to bury it. So there'll be pressure against that wall holding in all the time. It's a good idea. Now let's get a big bucket on it. Here's what we're ending up with today. I've got another load of rock on the way. This is 2 loads of rock in this old cistern, and it just disappeared. So we're going to build a little bit of a kind of a retaining wall here behind the fence before I put it back in, or as I put it back in. There's another load of rock. I just got a call. It is now coming up on 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The truck is on the scale, then he's going to come this way. And this is what we ended up with the retaining wall. We've got it vertical again. We drove this 8-foot post in the ground here, and we're chained around it. And I have an old disc blade. Let me jump down over here. Have an old disc blade here. We ran some ready bolt through to a turnbuckle here in the dirt. And there's a chain that runs from there to the old cistern lid, and that lid was all the skid loader wanted to do to pick it up. That's probably an 85 horse skid loader. It struggled with it, but it got it. So that's hooked with one of my old 1/2-inch log chains and buried. And then, thanks to DC Welding in Wadena, we had these pieces fabricated, and Jay had some old REC bolts. I think they called them REA bolts, Rural Electric Association. Now it's a Rural Electric Cooperative. We got a hole through the barn here. Comes out and bolts here. And then we got a hole through the retaining wall here. This is 3/8 plate. So between that, this disc blade, which is anchored here with that old 1/2-inch chain, here's some more of the old 1/2-inch chain here, and then this post set in here, it's 40 inches to the concrete here, and this wall is 60 inches tall, so there's still 20 inches of concrete in the dirt on the other side. So I'm betting it'll hold. What do you think, YouTube?